I am reading them. So that's a good thing. So I have one physical book that I want to show, and then the rest are all on my Kindle. And then one audiobook as well. I know. I'm not a huge Kindle fan. I prefer having a physical book, but I think two of them were included in my Kindle subscription or Amazon subscription, and then I think one was like a lot cheaper than the physical book. They had like a limited deal, so I just bought it. So I'm gonna give that a go. Okay. So I've got like 3 different devices around me to kind of show and talk about each book because I want to read what the book's about, maybe show the covers, so bear with me. So yeah, I hope that you enjoy this video. Okay, so the first book is called The House Maid. The Housemaid's Secret. The Housemaid's Secret by Frida McFadden. And this is the sequel to The Housemaid, which I have read and I've showed it on my channel before. I read that book. I read that book maybe the end of last year, December or something, and I went through it in about 2-3 days. Maybe. I read it pretty quickly, and I really enjoyed it. So I bought the second one, and this wasn't like really expensive on Amazon, so I thought, why not? I know I'm gonna enjoy it and I'm gonna get through it really fast, so I wanted to give it a go. And I think Frida McFadden is just really popular right now, so I think there's the third one is out, or coming out. The Housemaid's watching or something. But I'm gonna read this one and then I'll see if I want to continue include like a screenshot of it. But this book is called His and Hers by Alice Feeney. Now there's a book of hers that I really want to read that's on my Amazon wish list called Rock, Paper, Scissors, I think. But this one, like I said, it was included, so I was like, perfect, I'm gonna give it a go because it sounds pretty intriguing to me. So let's read it. So a summary of the plot is: when a woman is murdered in Blackdown, a quintessentially British village, newsreader Anna Andrews is reluctant to cover the case. Detective Jack Harper is suspicious of her involvement until he becomes a suspect in his own murder investigation. Okay. Alright. That sounds pretty interesting to me. Sounds kind of different, I suppose. And on the Kindle here it says thrilling, suspenseful and gripping psychological thriller, soon to be a major TV series. Oh, okay. So yeah, this sounds really interesting. Okay, so let's go to the next one. The next one, oh, I managed to get like the actual cover of this one, but okay. This one I'm showing the full cover. So this one is, obviously this isn't in colour, but I'm just showing what I can. So this is called, I don't know why I'm choosing this, Alone with You in the Ether. Alone with You in the Ether by Olivia Blake. This is by the #1 best-selling author of the Atlas 6, which I've heard of, but I've never read that. I don't even know what that's about. But I'm sure I've seen some book videos mention that book. But this one I'm sure I've heard ASMR Fleur talk about. Let's read what this book is about. Two people meet in the Art Institute by chance. Prior to their encounter, he is a doctoral student who manages his destructive thoughts with compulsive calculations. Oh my god, I'm so sorry about that. About time travel. She is a bipolar counterfeit artist undergoing court-ordered psychotherapy. By the end of the story, these things will still be true. show like a bigger version of the cover, but this book is called The Women by Kristen Hanna, and I believe she is the author of The Nightingale, which is another book that I have on my Amazon wish list that I really want to read. So let's read this one. This is brand new. I think it just released in February. So I actually have this on Audible. I got this on Audible for this month, so I'm currently reading it. I have started it, and I actually really like the narrator's voice as well. Like, she's reading it, like, it's just nice listening to her voice. Like, I can really easily get put off Audible or audiobooks because of the voice of the narrator. I know that sounds really weird, but if I don't like the voice reading it, I'm not going to listen to the book. I'd rather just read it myself. Is anyone else like that? Okay. So let me read what the book's about. So, women can be heroes too. When 20-year-old nursing student Frankie McGrath hears these unexpected words, it's a revelation. Raised on Coronado Island and sheltered by her conservative parents, she has always prided herself on doing the right thing, being a good girl. But in 1965, the world is changing, and she suddenly imagines a different choice for her life. When her brother ships out to serve in Vietnam, she impulsively joins the Army Nurse Corps and follows his path. As green and inexperienced as the men sent to Vietnam to fight, Frankie is overwhelmed by the chaos and destruction of war, as well as the unexpected trauma of coming home to a changed and politically divided America. The Women is a story of one woman gone to war, but it shines a light on the story of all women who put themselves in harm's way to help others. Women who sacrifice and commitment. Women whose sacrifice and commitment to their country has all too often been forgotten. A novel of searing insight and lyric beauty. The Women is a profoundly emotional, richly drawn story with a memorable heroine whose extraordinary idealism and courage under fire define a generation. I don't know why. I felt like I was rushing through that and not reading it properly, but I mean, that book sounds so interesting to me. the outside noise telling me that, you know, I need to wrap it up. So thank you so much for watching. I really hope that you enjoyed.